It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. And it comes your way next.
This is the NFL on EA Sports. And this is Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. We're getting set for kickoff in here. Partner, I'm really focused on the start of this game. Both teams emphasize what happens here right at the jump.
And that's why so many of these teams spend so much time all week, Mike, on what they call their opening script. It's not just a series of plays that they like and they just kind of throw darts at the wall. It's how do you unmask the defense? How do you set up future plays and future possessions as the game unfolds? So much time and energy is spent on these first couple drives. I'm with you. I'm excited to see how do they come out, how aggressive, and where do they think the weaknesses of their opponent lie.
From the 6, here comes a return. The Bengals offense comes out led by their quarterback, Joe Burrow. Can they keep him healthy? Because when he's good, he's so good. Won the Heisman during his days at LSU. Took this team to the Super Bowl. Now, Greg, year 5 for Burrow with the Bengals.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
That one taken in by T. Higgins. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
And really the key to this play was just how fast he was able to get through his progressions. His mind was able to process and go from 1 to 2 to 3 so quickly that he was able to get the ball to the right target on time. And I think so often those two things are different. Being open is one thing. Being open and getting the ball on time, that's what leads to success. And that's what we saw here.
Gonna get complete to Jamar Chase. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Wow, they are moving the ball to start this drive. 21 on that play. Here we go. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Now the replacement for Joe Mixon is Zach Moss. And he's fighting to get free. A lot of work there for a gain of 3. Here we go. 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Open man, that's Charlie Jones. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And now he's not spiking it, it's a fake. And that is incomplete. A little trickery with the fake spike, but it does not pan out. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here we go. Here's a handoff to Moss. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
That is caught. Finding Higgins. 2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
That is caught. And he'll take it on in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. He's got it. And the Bengals will take a 7-0 lead. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. On the return, this is Jalen Reagor. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Patriots have a rookie quarterback. It is Drake May. Long past the Tom Brady era, it is May who is now the guy in Foxborough. Out of North Carolina, Greg, the third pick in this past year's draft.
There's no question, Mike. This guy, in terms of talent, is at the top of the list. I mean, that prototypical size with that live arm. He can attack the defense in so many different ways. However, I think it's really his ability to use his mind is what takes him to another level. For a young player to understand the importance of manipulating the defense with his eyes, and he's able to identify exactly where that coverage is vulnerable. He's far from a finished product, right? He's a young player learning this league. But I'll tell you what, I am fired up to see his development firsthand today over these next couple hours.
So after one, 7-0 is our score. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll work the middle this time with Stevenson. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Quick throw, taken in. Jones motioning here. May to throw on 2nd down. Airing one out for Bourne. That one underthrown and intercepted. That's the safety, Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to have it just past their 25.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line. You got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Jamar Chase headed back out there along with the rest of his Bengal teammates. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Moss. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
On 1st down, Burrow. He'll get this complete. It's Moss. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Burrow here on second down. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative.
Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
Now a second down throw for Burrow. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. This has been bizarre. From second and a mile, a huge gain, but still short of a first down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you go.
He's going to have the first down, so they convert on third down with a pickup of 9. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. So now the Bengals use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 1st and 10. Here we go. To throw is Burrow. Quick throw here is complete.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now in that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
They'll go again from the 3. It is 2nd and goal. Now, Burrow. Good blocking, and he's in. Go Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself. Four seconds still to be played in this half as that one's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So, halftime here in Cincinnati, and the Bengals are on top as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break.
All right, Coach, second half drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. From the 6, here comes a return. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Patriots offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score, as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's May. He's going to look downfield once again.
This has really just been the story of the entire game. They just seem out of sync, don't they? I mean, they desperately need to find a way to just get some points on the scoreboard, any way it takes. Don't complete on the deep pass there, but keep shooting for it, because at some point, something's going to break your way, and they desperately need it.
He'll find his man. That's Kendrick Bourne. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
These are the type of plays that drive a coach crazy in the film room, and you have to learn as a quarterback to avoid. You can take some chances. You can push the ball downfield, but not only to pick up a couple yards. You got to pick your chances of when you want to be aggressive, and you got to make sure you make better decisions going forward. Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
1st and 10. Throwing is May. This one complete to Bourne. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. The 1st-round pick looking right at home in this offense. It's a 1st down. To throw on 1st down is May. Open man there, it is Bourne. And he will score. Kendrick Bourne. Touchdown, New England. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Now, a 2-point conversion attempt coming.
The Patriots will line up for a 2-point conversion.
Throwing now is May. The pressure got to him. He was hit as he threw it. It's incomplete, and they come up empty, trying for 2.
I don't mind the play call, but something you have to keep in mind, Mike, is when you decide to pass this close to the goal line, all of the space is the width of the field. There's not a lot of depth to the field. So that's why the time, the anticipation, the accuracy of the quarterback, it all has to be on point. It wasn't on that last play, and that's why it ultimately failed.
Look at him go! And he will dive into the end zone. 93 yards. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Greg, it is a beautiful thing to watch. 11 come together. We always focus on the return man, but the entire special teams unit paves the way for that score.
And all week, Mike, when you talk to this group, the coaches thought they had an advantage in the return game, and I think we can see why. They felt their scheme and their blockers was a great matchup against this kickoff unit, and in this case, it's very easy to see why.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Patriots offense and Kendrick Bourne back on the field. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. We'll go play action with May. This one complete right side. Into space. Still going. take this one all the way. 71 yards. Touchdown, New England. Joey Sly on now for the point after. It's up and good. And the Pats are back within one score. It is an 8-point game.
Patriots 13.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Trevion Williams to return it. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to take over once more. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10.
Here we go.
A run with Moss to begin the drive. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They'll come up here. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage. We see quarterbacks do that all the time, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball.
And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that 3rd down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Patriots offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's May. Open man, that's the tight end. Oh, after the catch, he's hit, and the ball is out. Wow, you think you have moved it down the field with a terrific passing catch, but gotta finish the play, and on the turnover, the defense takes over.
You work so hard, Mike, to execute the play the way it's designed, and you come up with a huge explosive play in the pass game, only to then lose it because of poor ball security. And that's exactly what we saw here. Give credit to the defense forcing that ball out, but it's a shame that it came at the end of what was a big offensive play.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marte Mapu.
All right, Mike, at this point, am I allowed to call timeout? Because I would love to talk to both of these offenses. Listen, guys, ball security. Protecting the ball is the #1 rule in football. You got one side losing it on a fumble, the other side gives it right back with a pick. I mean, come on, guys. As an offensive guy, I want to see big plays. I want to see long drives, touchdowns, not a game of hot potato bouncing the ball back and forth. What's the old saying, Mike? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And at this point, there's just really no reason to not just continue to target him. He's been running free all game long, and you can see the numbers. They bear that out. It's evident right from the start that they were going to look his way early and often, and I think it turned out to be a pretty good game plan.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with a lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Defense has to play smart, avoid a penalty on 4th and long. They're going. It's May. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. The drive stays alive. They got 23 yards on 4th down.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean
he's going to be hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Bengals have got it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight. But it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead.
1-1, ready?
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Here we go.
On the handoff, this is Moss. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Gesicki, the man in motion. They'll drop to throw. That is brought in at the 10. He is in. Drew Sample. Touchdown, Cincinnati. On is McPherson for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Bengals will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This will be returnable for Rager. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The number 3 overall selection, Drake May, headed out for the next Pats possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Jones motioning here. Here's May to throw it on 1st down. Has completed to Douglas. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's May. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
He's got Douglas going deep. Oh, he's got a defender right with him, and it's an interception. Picked off by Cam Taylor-Britt. And the Bengals are going to get the football at their own 40.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more.
On 1, ready?
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Gun, gun. Gun. Gun.
On the ground, this is Moss. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down.
On 1, ready?
2nd and a yard.
Here we go.
They go once more with Moss. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Tight end motioning left.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Burrow. The middle of the field, that's taken in by Chase. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Burrow and his favorite target, Chase, for the Cincinnati 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
A handoff, it's Moss running right.
All you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him. And I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one in the win column for the Bengals. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game. And they send their fans home quite happy. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.